Welcome. We are going to continue with the topic of thinking patterns, but today we are going to examine one of the most common and destructive thinking patterns around. I am going to introduce you to a bully called Should. I like to call it the Should Tyrant. So let's start with the breath. Entering and leaving your body, wherever you feel it most. Pause after the in-breath so you can really savor the feeling of release. And now, while you are sitting there in your second most comfortable position, ignoring all phone notifications, think about the words should and must. How often have you used them this week, either when talking to another person or in your mind? Take a minute to reflect on that now. Meet the Should Tyrant, the inner dictator who believes you should be a certain way, or should do a certain thing, or you should or should not feel a certain way. This dictator does not care much for reality or logic. It is not trying to help you get in touch with your values or any of the things you really want. Rather, it imposes a set of superhuman demands on you that are always just out of your reach. And then it puts you down for not meeting those demands. Somehow, the Should Tyrant makes you think you should be able to do this or that. How is it that this inner dictator tricks us so easily? Well, the Should Tyrant is a tricky one to manage. For example, let's say you are now aware that you say should too much, and you realize you are too hard on yourself. Then the Should Tyrant jumps on that one and starts dictating things like, I should be easier on myself. And now you've just discovered another reason not to like yourself. If you do not deal with the Should Tyrant properly, you can end up in a worse position from where you started. The Should Tyrant is very cunning and needs to be approached carefully. So what is driving the Should Tyrant in you? Well, the short of it is, we are not comfortable with our human vulnerabilities. We are trying to build up an image to ourselves and everyone that we are some superhuman person. This leaves us wide open to being manipulated by the Should Tyrant, who dictates to you and makes you believe that maintaining a perfect picture of yourself is all that matters. The tyrant says, you shouldn't feel hurt. You should control your feelings. You should live according to your values. You should be grateful for what you have. The should tyrant is quite a bully. Like most thought problems, awareness is the key. The good news is, the should tyrant is easy to spot. It is there whenever you notice the word should or must lurking around. You can always shrug your shoulders and say, nobody is perfect. Because nobody is perfect. Remember, a friend you think is perfect is a friend you do not know very well. We are now going to do a relaxation exercise and meet the should tyrant face to face and try to understand how it manipulates us. One sure way of awakening the should tyrant is to start thinking about your values. It is important to understand the difference between the subtle inner voice that is trying to get you in touch with your values and the imposing outer voice of the should tyrant. The difference between your inner voice and the should tyrant is in the tone. We're going to explore this subtle but very important difference now. So let's think about your family relationships. Are you living according to the person you really want to be in those relationships? Perhaps you would like to be more patient. Perhaps patience is a value that is important to you. For the next few minutes, I want you to think about that value. How would you ideally like to treat your family members? As you think about your family relationships, I want you to notice the difference in tone between saying, I would like to practice more patience towards my family, versus, I should be more patient. The first one is nurturing. It nurtures you and the other person. It is driven by your love for that person. The second one, the one with the word should in it, it's about maintaining a superhuman appearance to yourself and others. It comes from outside of you, not inside. Take some time to reflect on the difference between your wants and your shoulds in the area of patience and family relations. Think about some of the other areas we looked at. Learning, friendship, work, leisure. Notice the difference between the inner want and the outer should. Are you nurturing your true self, or are you just keeping up appearances to yourself and others? Think about the area of health. Is it a should, or is it coming from within? Between now and the next session, I challenge you to count the number of times you say or think the word should in a day. You might like to guess what that number would be and keep a log. The important thing is to develop the awareness. Of course, there are times when the word should is needed, like, I should wash my hands before preparing dinner. But these are not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about those dictating shoulds. Pay attention to the tone. Are you talking to yourself in a nurturing way, or are you dictating orders? Are you coming from a place where you feel nurtured, safe, and exuberant, or are you just keeping up appearances to yourself and others? You are imperfect, permanently and inevitably flawed, and you are beautiful. Amy Bloom.